Welcome to the gorgeous world. Discover the hottest new Turkish dramas of 2025 that everyone is talking about. From romance and suspense to epic family sagas, these series are a must-watch. Stay tuned as we count down the best Turkish shows with English subtitles. Number 1. Roya Gibi. Aydin, a hardworking hairdresser from a modest Istanbul neighborhood, suddenly becomes the owner of a luxurious beauty center. Her life turns upside down when she meets her new boss, Emir, a wealthy, mysterious businessman no one truly knows. Trying to adjust to Emir's elite world is already difficult, but things get even more chaotic because of her unwilling business partner, Cheetam, a wild-hearted girl raised in an orphanage. Cheetam's free spirit constantly clashes with the discipline the new beauty center demands. Meanwhile, Commissioner Efe, who is secretly investigating Emir, crosses paths with both Aydin and Cheetam. His investigation slowly pulls them all into a web of secrets. Between the drama at work and the mysteries surrounding Emir, Aydin seeks comfort in her loyal best friend Fiko, the warm, witty manicurist. But just as she begins to adjust to her new life, her ex-husband Tarık, a gifted yet jealous hairdresser, reappears. Unable to accept Aydin's rise to a luxurious world he never gave her, Tarık causes a new problem almost every day. As tensions rise, Aydin must balance her chaotic personal life, a complicated business partnership, and the mysteries surrounding the powerful man who now controls her fate. Each step pulls her deeper into a world she never imagined, full of secrets, rivalry, danger, and unexpected alliances. Number 2. Arafa, Bound by Fate. Arafa unfolds across the breathtaking landscapes of Turkey, telling a story where love and revenge collide. The series starts with Ateş, who returns after years, carrying deep childhood wounds and a burning desire to destroy the family that ruined him. Instead of violence, he chooses a colder weapon, marriage, to take his revenge. He forces a 187-day union with Mercan, the innocent daughter of his enemy. Mercan, who was meant to marry Nazir, is thrown into a life she never wanted. She becomes trapped between Ateş's hatred and her own shattered dreams. But the woman Ateş aims to punish slowly becomes the one who softens his hardened heart. Ateş begins to question his revenge as unexpected feelings grow. In the background, Asıl watches with jealousy and bitterness. She uses every opportunity to break the bond forming between Ateş and Mercan. Secrets, emotions, and past betrayals rise to the surface. In this struggle between love's healing and revenge's destruction, fate decides who will burn and who will survive. Number 3. Netin Chojuk Glora. Children of Heaven. Iskender ruled the dark alleys of Istanbul like a king of shadows, ruthless, feared, and bound by his own brutal code of honor. His name alone could silence a room, and his loyalty was earned only through blood. But one night, a betrayal from within shattered everything. Left bleeding on the cold streets, the man who once commanded fear was abandoned to die. When Iskender opens his eyes again, he is in a quiet Aegean town, a world far from the chaos he once knew. Here, strangers welcome him as Camel, a long-lost son who has finally come home. A kind mother, a blind little sister, and a warmth he has never known surround him. For the first time in his life, he feels peace, but peace built on a lie. Haunted by memories of gunfire and betrayal, Iskender struggles to live as someone he's not. Each smile from the family pierces his conscience deeper, forcing him to question who he truly is. But the past doesn't forgive. The mafia's reach is long, and old enemies are closing in. Then comes the revelation that changes everything. This family isn't a coincidence. They are his blood. Now, standing between two worlds, Iskender must choose. Will he return to the ruthless streets that forged him, or embrace the fragile love that could save his soul? In the end, Netin Chojuk Glora becomes a story not just of crime, but of rebirth, forgiveness, and the painful cost of becoming truly human. Number 4. Binge-watch Arabian Knights. First of all, I must say, the makers of this series have clearly invested heavily in the cinematography of this historical series. Every frame in the trailer looks so rich, cinematic, and beautifully composed. The cast looks amazing too. You can instantly feel the chemistry and depth in their performances. The whole thing gives off this mysterious yet emotionally charged vibe, the kind that makes you think there are layers beneath every scene. Honestly, it looks like one of those shows that will have multiple twists and unexpected turns as it unfolds. Now, the story isn't fully revealed yet, But if I had to guess based on what we see in the trailer and a few hints floating around, I'd say it revolves around a powerful but heartbroken sultan, someone who's been betrayed and has lost all faith in love. Then enters Sherazade, a woman who isn't just beautiful but also incredibly wise and fearless. She probably ends up in his palace under mysterious circumstances, maybe as his bride, maybe as part of a larger plan. But instead of fear or submission, she surprises him by telling stories every night, stories that somehow mirror his own pain, his anger, and his buried humanity. Over time, these stories start to change him. The cold-hearted ruler begins to change. And maybe, just maybe, her tales aren't only stories, they're clues, or even a test of destiny connecting their fates. I can't say much. This is just my thoughts and analysis. But seriously, it feels like a mix of love, betrayal, and redemption, set against a grand historical backdrop. And this historical series is expected to release in the start of 2026. Number 5. Valiant Crown Prince. The story of Valiant begins at the Berseranler bus terminal, where power and family secrets rule everything. Sahtekarlar, who was once the most feared man there, now has health problems that have left him weak and vulnerable. Everyone waits for his son Zafer, who is said to be returning from abroad, to take control of the empire. But fate has a different plan. Far from this world of power, Timur is just a poor mobile mechanic struggling every day to pay off his father's debts. One unexpected encounter pulls him into the dark and dangerous world of the Karsli family. Suddenly, Timur finds himself in the role of Zafer, the heir everyone has been waiting for. From that moment, nothing remains the same. The Karsli children, Kudret, Daria, Janet, and even Zafer's wife Rayhan, all see their lives turn upside down. Old rivalries rise again, love mixes with revenge, and hidden truths begin to surface. Timur, who only wanted a simple life, now carries the weight of a family empire on his shoulders. Every step he takes draws him deeper into secrets he never imagined. Every decision threatens to destroy him or give him power he never dreamed of. And in the middle of all this chaos, a dangerous yet passionate love story begins to unfold. What makes this series even more exciting is its powerful cast. Leading the show is Akin Akinozu, whose massive international fan base alone can turn Valiant into a global sensation. And I truly believe the series could be the next biggest hit of the year. Number 6. Sahtekarlar. Frauds or imposters. The series revolves around the idea that in this story, everyone is a fraud. At its core are Kadir and Netin, a father and son duo of skilled lawyers who don't always play by the rules. Though they wear the mask of justice, their methods often blur the line between truth and deception. Kadir, the experienced father, believes manipulation is sometimes necessary to uncover justice. Netin, however, is torn between his father's questionable ethics and his own moral compass. Their bond begins to crack when a young woman named Eshia enters their lives. Eshia struggles to survive in a harsh world, taking desperate measures to care for her family. Smart, fearless, and streetwise, she's learned that survival sometimes means pretending. When her path crosses with the father-son duo, lies and truths intertwine in dangerous ways. Each of them hides secrets, and each uses deceit as a shield. Eshia's charm and vulnerability test Ertan's sense of right and wrong. Meanwhile, Kadir sees in her a reflection of his own manipulative nature. As alliances shift, the line between justice and fraud fades completely. In a world built on deception, no one is innocent, and everyone has something to hide. Number 7. Roya. Ashraf, an orphan young man, is raised amid the ruthless corridors of the criminal underworld. Despite his meteoric rise to power, he is haunted by the lingering memory of a lost love named Roya. Over time, he transforms his grim surroundings into a formidable empire by forging a makeshift family out of hardened criminals. His icy exterior conceals a deep, unfulfilled yearning for inner peace and redemption. When Netin, a gifted and sincere young musician, unexpectedly enters his life, his guarded heart begins to soften. Netin's passion and gentle nature awaken feelings within him that he had long thought extinguished. As their bond deepens, Eshia finds himself forced to confront the contradictions of his violent existence. The resurgence of Roya's memory complicates his emotions, stirring both regret and longing. Torn between his duty to a perilous criminal empire and the possibility of a transformative new beginning, he faces an impossible choice. Rival factions and treacherous allies intensify the challenges, testing his leadership and inner resolve. Amid escalating conflicts, Ashraf is compelled to protect those he holds dear while wrestling with his dark past. His journey evolves into a battle for redemption where honor and betrayal continuously clash. In the crucible of his strife, he discovers that true strength can emerge from embracing the turbulent interplay of love, power, and destiny forces him to redefine who he truly is. Ultimately, Ashraf Ruya unfolds as a riveting saga of transformation, where even a life steeped in darkness can be illuminated by the power of love. Number 8. Halif Cochler and Chagrisi's successor. The Call of the Roots. The story follows Serhat, a brilliant surgeon who has built a new life for himself in Istanbul, far away from the fate his homeland once dictated for him. There, he falls deeply in love with Melik, and the two secretly marry without his family's knowledge. For a while, Serhat believes he has escaped tradition and blood feuds, but destiny soon calls him back to Arafa. Upon his return, he finds himself trapped between two powerful families locked in a bitter vendetta. To preserve peace, he is forced into an unwanted marriage with Ilds through an imam nikah, despite already being bound to Melik. Overnight, Serhat transforms from a respected doctor into a powerful aga, carrying the burden of family honor and tradition. His double life soon begins to collapse when Melik arrives at the mansion, determined to be with the man she loves. Her presence disrupts the fragile balance, igniting jealousy, suspicion, and hidden conflicts within the household. Serhat is now torn between loyalty to his family, his duties as an aga, and the love he swore to protect. As tensions rise, the mansion becomes a battlefield of emotions where no one is truly innocent. Every family member hides secrets, past sins, and painful truths buried deep within. Serhat's struggle is no longer just about power or tradition. It becomes a fight for love, survival, and the courage to face his destiny. And in this storm of loyalty, revenge, and betrayal, his heart will be tested more than ever before. Number 9. Usuzak Shahir. Usuzak Shahir is a Turkish drama series that intricately weaves themes of love, betrayal, and the complexities surrounding a forced marriage. The narrative follows Alia Albora, who arrives in Mardin from Canada with her late husband's body and their 5-year-old son, aiming to fulfill his last wishes. Upon arrival, she encounters the powerful Albora family, effectively preventing her departure. Central to the plot is Alia's coerced marriage to Jahan Albora, her late husband's brother. This union is orchestrated by the family to maintain their honor and control, highlighting the theme of forced marriage. The series delves into Alia's struggle against the oppressive traditions of the Albora family, her fight for autonomy, and the challenges of adapting to a life she did not choose. As secrets unravel and tensions escalate, Alia and Jahan's relationship evolves amidst power struggles and emotional turmoil. Through its portrayal of Alia and Jahan's forced marriage, Usuzak Shahir offers a poignant exploration of personal freedom versus familial obligations, set against the rich cultural backdrop of Mardin. Number 10. Cuma. Cuma follows Jalen, a kind and dutiful daughter who is forced to flee when her father, desperate to pay his debts, tries to sell her as a Cuma or second wife. On the road, she meets Karen, a wealthy young businessman who takes her under his protection, and their whirlwind romance leads to marriage. But Jalen's happiness is shattered when she is framed for the murder of Karen's brother, and a heartbroken Karen, convinced of her guilt, marries his late brother's widow instead. He then humiliates Jalen by forcing her to become his Cuma, a second wife tasked with bearing his children. Trapped in a hostile household, Jalen must summon her courage to uncover the truth, prove her innocence, and fight to reclaim both her freedom and the love she once shared with Karen. Number 11. Sistali Jalen tells the powerful story of a woman fighting to reclaim her life in a world ruled by men. Jalen, full of dreams and youth, is trapped in a loveless marriage to Nekmi, an unemployed and abusive man she was forced to marry. For the sake of her young son, Yusuf, she endures the pain in silence. But Jalen has a secret. She's secretly studying at a health vocational school, planning to escape after graduation. Her only ally is Nejmi's aging father, Vesi, who quietly supports her dreams. One day, Furhat enters her life, drawn to her strength and beauty. Begins to flicker, disaster strikes. Little Yusuf is taken by an organ trafficking mafia due to Nekmi's dark dealings. Jalen's world shatters, but instead of breaking, she transforms. She is no longer just a mother. She becomes a fierce warrior fueled by love and revenge. With Furhat by her side, she dives into the shadows, determined to rescue her son. Every step challenges her courage. Every choice pushes her limits. Jalen's journey becomes not just about survival, but reclaiming her identity and power. In the face of danger, betrayal, and blood, she rises, unstoppable and unforgettable. Number 12. Çift Kishalikod. Double Room from Oskan. The series is produced by MF Yapım, written by Eshia Kutlusen Chalka Pimi, and directed by Yusuf Perhasan. The story follows Nilüfer Devrim Oskan, who has long dreamed of working at the prestigious Lutetia Hotel, a place once built by her late parents. Years after their passing, she finally gets a chance to follow her dreams. But things take an unexpected turn when Khan Olshtuna Steep, one of the hotel's heirs, returns after a long absence. Haunted by past wounds and determined to reclaim his inheritance. With its romantic comedy tone and dramatic heart, Çift Kishalikod promises a magical ride for viewers. And that wraps up our list of the top 15 new Turkish series with English subtitles. Number 13. Eshia. Orhan, a successful businessman raised in a wealthy but loveless family alongside his twin sister Nihan, younger sister Nursha, and their emotionally distant mother Afif, is thrown into turmoil when Nihan, who had left to volunteer as a doctor in Eritrea, suddenly vanishes without a trace. Determined to bring his sister home, Orhan embarks on a desperate search that leads him to Hira, a poor girl living as a prisoner at the hands of human traffickers. His quest takes a dark turn when he discovers that Nihan was poisoned and killed by a local gang, a revelation that shatters him. As the truth unfolds and it becomes evident that Hira was manipulated by the gang into being involved in the tragedy, Orhan's grief transforms into a thirst for revenge. In a twisted bid to exact his vengeance, he decides not to rescue Hira, but to worsen her fate by bringing her into his own home. The situation escalates further when Afif confesses that she has deceived her children for years by lying about their father's death. Seizing the opportunity to incite his mother's deep-seated prejudice against lower-class people and her obsession with pure blood, Orhan marries Hira, setting into motion a scheme that will either condemn her to an even harsher existence or, against all odds, pave the way for eventual redemption. Number 14. Berseranler Istanbul. Set against the gritty backdrop of 1990s Istanbul, Berseranler Istanbul follows Ali, a principled literature student raised by his resilient mother after the loss of his father to violence. At university, he meets Seher, an idealistic journalism student whose passion for truth mirrors his own. Their first encounter during a heated debate sparks a deep connection fueled by shared ideals of justice. As their friendship blossoms into a profound love, they soon find themselves drawn into the dangerous underbelly of a city ruled by corruption. The duo becomes entangled in a fierce power struggle against rival mafia bosses, Kenan and Kulhan, whose influence darkens every corner of Istanbul. Despite the looming threat of violence, Ali remains unwavering in his mission to expose the pervasive injustice that plagues his home. Seher, whose own family harbors secret ties to the criminal world, discovers her inner strength as she fights for integrity and truth. United by their love and shared conviction, they transform their relationship into a potent symbol of rebellion against oppression. Together, they navigate treacherous alliances and betrayals, each step further testing their resolve and courage. Their journey takes them from the safe confines of academic life to the perilous, shadowy streets where danger lurks at every turn. In the midst of chaos, their defiant stand against the corrupt system ignites hope among the oppressed. Every challenge they overcome blurs the lines between right and wrong, compelling them to redefine justice on their own terms. As their struggle intensifies, their love becomes both a refuge and a rallying cry for societal change. In a city where power silences dissent, Ali and Seher dare to dream of a better future and inspire others to rise. Ultimately, Berseranler Istanbul unfolds as an epic saga of passion, courage, and the relentless pursuit of justice that transforms not only their lives but the very soul of Istanbul. Number 15. Istanbul, My Love. Istanbul, My Love is a soulful, modern miniseries. A brilliant entrepreneur named Istanbul, played by Afra Saracoglu, has developed an advanced AI algorithm she believes can solve everything, even love. She pitches it to Tan, portrayed by Engin Akurek, a successful but emotionally reserved businessman. He challenges her. If her algorithm can get him true love in just 3 dates, he'll back her company. What starts as a technology-driven experiment gradually becomes an emotional journey for both of them. When their paths cross unexpectedly beneath the glowing lights of the Bosphorus, something unspoken begins to stir, something neither data nor destiny can fully explain. Their journey unfolds across the city's most iconic locations, where every encounter blurs the line between logic and longing. As the connection deepens, so do their internal conflicts, and the city itself becomes a silent witness to their emotional tug-of-war. Rooted in glances, gestures, and unspoken truths, Istanbul, My Love explores what happens when artificial intelligence meets raw human feeling, when control gives way to intuition. Without giving too much away, it's a delicate, poetic tale of two people trying to navigate love in a world where everything feels both real and unreal at once. Produced by Go Turkey, the series is part of a broader effort to celebrate and promote the cultural richness, emotional depth, and cinematic allure of Turkey to the world. That's it for today's countdown of must-watch Turkish dramas 2025. Make sure to subscribe to The Gorgeous World and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest updates. Comment below which series you're most excited to watch, and don't forget to like and share.